Hello, my book besties, and welcome to Dee Wrapped in Pages. If this is your first time here, hi, my name is Danal, and welcome to my little corner of the internet. For today's video, we are doing something so super exciting. We are going to be annotating a book for my friend's birthday. She is one of my best friends, and she's a massive reader, and I thought, what better way to give her a gift than a book that has my thoughts in it as well? So when she's reading, she will not only be picking up on my thoughts, but also the thoughts that the people in the book have. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. But anyway, we're going to start off by saying two things. Number one, thank you so much for being so welcoming, because I uploaded my first video about 4 weeks ago, and I have been so well received in this little community, and I appreciate it so much. But also, secondly, I read a lot to my pajamas. So a lot of the footage that you're going to see is going to be me in my pajamas. But we're getting close, so enjoy. This is the book that I'm currently reading. I am on page 64, chapter 5, and I have a lot of thoughts. Let me show you guys what I have been doing, okay? So here's the book, Best Served Hot by Amanda Elliott. I put in a little letter because obviously this is a birthday gift to her, so I put in a little letter for her as well as a key, because I am annotating. And then towards the end of the book, like when I'm done, I'm gonna go and align all of the sticky notes so that they are like symmetrical. But yeah, I've got a key. So I've got you already know what pink means. Cute moments for like when the couple are getting together, world of character building, sad, cry, unhappy, made me annoyed, angry or upset, relatable, nice quotes, and then WTF, because WTF, there are some WTF moments. And then I've also got the date that I've read the book, and then she can put in the date that she read the book. And then starting off, I was like, let's go. I made some notes. There wasn't a lot of notes at the start of the book. I started adding in a bit more notes and doodles as the story progressed, because obviously she's getting my blind reactions as well. Just made notes all over, put in some definitions for words. There's a lot of food descriptions here, so I probably shouldn't have started this when I was hungry. But as I was reading, I was just making notes, random notes, extra notes, and then you'll see there is a page somewhere here where she was at the museum, and I drew a little dinosaur, and I was like, oh, I should tell you that I can't draw. So I put a little dinosaur on there because she was at the Museum of Natural History. As you can see here, I started highlighting, adding more notes. I also added on one of the chapters my thoughts currently. So this book is basically about two food critiques. One is Julie, and she has a social media page, like an Instagram, where she posts all of her food reviews. She visits different restaurants and food stores and food trucks, and she posts all of her reviews and videos on there. And then we've got Bennett. Then we've got Bennett, and Bennett works for a very like fancy New York paper called The Scroll, and he basically gets the job that she wanted, and so she's already annoyed with him, and then she ends up meeting him at a food festival, and their interaction was wild. It was wild. And like I said, this is not going to be a spoiler-free review. A lot of my other reviews and reading vlogs will be spoiler-free, but this isn't, because I have a lot of thoughts. Firstly, I'm annoyed that this is the book that I've decided to annotate for my friend, because I should have read the reviews before deciding to annotate it. I feel like I would have read this book regardless, because it is a quick, like, fun read. It's not very intense. There's not a lot of world building or character building, and so it doesn't take a lot to focus on the book, but it's annoying me. Like, the book and the main character, the female main character, is annoying me, and I'm only on chapter 5. I'm not even like 50% into the book. I don't think I'm even 30% into the book, but she is annoying me because she has the worst outbursts ever, and She tries to justify it, which again, I can understand that this guy got your dream job. You're a little bit annoyed. But also the way she speaks to him, and then she makes the stupid decision of posting the video of their first interaction in hopes to sort of bash him. And the PR team for the newspaper really came through. They really worked on a solution. But I'm at the point now where we're at their first interaction after that viral video, because the video did end up going viral, which she also has a lot of opinions about social media. Now, if you didn't watch my previous video, I worked in social media. I work in social media. Her opinions on social media from an influencer piss me off. A lot of my notes in this book is me venting, and I really hope that it doesn't affect my friends' experience of the book. I can't tell if I like him or not. Is it too soon? That's what I asked her. Had an idea. So I love putting music with books and trying to create the vibe, and I also do sometimes putting on some ambiance in the background while I'm reading. And I just thought, how cute would it be to attach a playlist on YouTube with music that I think would go well with the book, and then adding a link, a QR code for her to scan. I think that's so cute and so extra, and I am extra, and so is she. Let's do it. We're gonna do that. So I realized that I ended up venting, and I didn't actually tell you about the book, but I'm gonna do that now. I'm getting ready to go out with some friends, so this is gonna be a quick checking. I'm currently on chapter 7, and earlier I said that the book was about two food critics who, one, the female main character, FMC, she is a social media food critic. So she posts on her Instagram, and he works for a newspaper magazine called The Scroll. And he ended up getting the job that she applied for. And so she didn't meet him before, but she already had a lot of anger and resentment built up towards him. And so when she met him at the food festival, she had a complete blowout at him. Her friend was recording her reviewing the food and just didn't stop the video. And so she ended up getting the video of the entire interaction. The female main character, her name is Julie. Julie then proceeds to post this video on Instagram trying to bash Bennett, okay? And whilst it worked, sort of, and I understand that it was so important for the plot because that's the plot on how they end up working together, I don't agree with a lot. Firstly, blowing up at a stranger in public is not fun, especially when you know why you're upset, but you also haven't given the other person any sort of chance to explain or even get to know them. She just blew up in assumption that he got the job because his parents are rich and friends with the CEO of the newspaper. The other thing is they are sort of cute. Sort of, because I'm still only on chapter 7, so their banter literally only just started. And what I do enjoy is that he doesn't entertain her childishness. She sends him a text saying something, I'm forgetting now, but she sends him a text and he's just like, okay, cool. Or even in the email, he says to her, and I'll find it for you. He says to her, in one of their initial conversations, I will not dignify the rest of your email with a response. I take my job seriously and I recommend you do too. And I was like, finally, someone mature. Author shouldn't have wrote the FMC as a mean person, because I'm not having a good time reading her POV. I would have enjoyed the book better if it was in Bennett's POV, I feel like, because he actually can process and understand, and he doesn't just assume, he asks questions. I will continue reading and I will let you know. I'm currently on chapter 7. Okay, I've added a little bit more doodles and the storyline is starting to pick up. So they have now decided that they're going to collaborate, they're going to work together, and so they go for the first dinner. And initially they were supposed to have this first dinner where they both review the food and collaborate on reviewing the food. And she was supposed to sit at the bar and he was supposed to be at a table, but there was a problem with her reservation. So now she's sitting with him at his table, but they don't like each other. So I'm very interested to see where it goes. Hello. So I wanted to pop in and give you guys my thoughts. So what happened so far is they started working together and she had this altercation, should I say, with her boss's daughter, because she's also a personal assistant for this rich and famous businessman in New York. And so she had an altercation with the girl, the boss's daughter. I'm forgetting her name now. But anyway, she had an altercation with her, and Bennett is actually friends with the girl. And so Bennett was there to witness this altercation, but also before that, she found a letter or like an email on his desk after she spent the night. And the email was basically from his manager with talking points about how to expose influencers. And so she got super upset and she stormed out of the house, and that with the altercation that she had with the side character, Emerson Lee. That's the side character's name. Her name's Emerson Lee. So that altercation that she had at Emerson Lee's business launch was kind of ugly, very ugly actually, but Emerson Lee had such amazing character development. I think I enjoyed her character development the most in the book. Like obviously she's got a lot of ways to go, or a long way to go, but I really enjoyed Emerson Lee's character development. I have the epilogue left and then that's it. So then we'll check in a little bit once I'm done with the book for final thoughts, reviews, all of that jazz. So as I'm sure you've seen, reading this book was a roller coaster. I started off hating the main character. She was insufferable, like insufferable. Certain things she would do, I'm like, girl, just go to therapy. You do not need to be acting like this at your age. Just go to therapy. And the character development, there was really good character development. I did end up liking her towards the end of the book. I didn't know when I first picked up this book that the food descriptions were going to be to the level that they were. So I also do not recommend reading this book when you're hungry. But the male main character, he is phenomenal. He is so kind. He is so gentle. He is so gracious with her, even though she does some questionable things. My gimbal is dying, so it keeps doing weird things. Now, the reason for their beef is also very ridiculous. She was beefing with him because he got her dream job, and she was mad that he only got the job because he was rich and he had connections. So all of the questionable stuff she did in the book was because she was mad that he got her dream job, which I understand, but I'm also, again, certain things didn't need to be done. Side characters were also very questionable. One of them specifically was very questionable. However, throughout the book, you can see the character development, and I think that's what I did enjoy about this book. There was a lot of character development. The next step is, firstly, we need to create the playlist that I spoke about because I wanted to do that with you guys. And then secondly, we also need to put this together, and then you guys are also going to come along with me as I give it to my friend for her birthday. Hello, Dee, that is editing this vlog, is popping in to say that I did not get my friend's reaction. Reason being, we were at the dinner table and she didn't open her gifts at the dinner table, nor did I expect her to, but I never got her reaction. So we're going to continue with this vlog, and just keep in mind, every time I say her reaction, we don't have that. We don't have that. Sorry. I did start the playlist. Okay, so currently on the playlist, I have Take Me Where Your Heart Is, Red Red Wine, Banana Pancakes, because it's breakfast. It's a book about food. Banana Pancakes has to be on the list. State of Grace, acoustic version, because my friend is also a massive Swiftie. And then Cherry Hill by Russ and Make You Mine by Madison Beer. So let's go through the rest of my playlists and see what we can add onto it. I think definitely Girls Need Love. That needs to go on there because this girl, yeah, shame. All she needed, never mind. I'm also going to add in Tonight by Ludacris and John Legend, because that's a great one to add on there. I'm sure you saw the name, but I think it's very relevant. The song, F Me and Feed Me. Although I will say this is a closed door romance, so they insinuate that stuff is happening, but there's no details. So if you're looking for a smut-free book, there's not a lot of smut in this, which was one of the regulations I wanted for myself when it comes to picking a book for my friend. I definitely am adding I Get So Emotional by James Vickery because she's so emotional, but also it's a really nice song. It's a very, very good song. And then let's go through my coffee shop playlist. Actually, we're gonna go down to my Wanna Vibe playlist. Is that the one? No. Vibes. And we're gonna put music for a sushi restaurant because, again, food about books. Food about books. Yep, food about books. And then I'm also adding grape juice because why not? And then I'm gonna add Cloud 9 by Beach Bunny. That works. So let's go have a look at our playlist, all right? So our playlist has Take Me Where Your Heart Is, Red Red Wine, Banana Pancakes, State of Grace, Cherry Hill, Make You Mine, Girls Need Love, Tonight, F Me and Feed Me, I Get So Emotional, Music for a Sushi Restaurant, Grape Juice, and Cloud 9. At the end of the book, I put in my final thoughts, and my final thoughts were enemies to lovers / rivals to lovers. We all love that. Again, didn't love the rivalry bit of it and the way she acted, but I still loved the rivalry to lovers. Then I enjoyed the character development. I still think she needs therapy. I stand by that. And I loved the food descriptions. They spoke about food in here that I love eating, but also I can never rave enough about the descriptions. And that is it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for joining me. If you would like to follow and see other book reviews or other things that I'm getting up to, then you can follow my Instagram on Dee Wrapped In Pages. It is a private account, but I will make it public. I say this in every video and I will make it public, but it's currently a private account. Dee Wrapped In Pages. Also, don't forget to subscribe and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.